Yes, indeed, folks. As Tiny Chat crashes once again, you're listening to Blue Please here on CynicalBrit.com, which has also crashed today. We're not doing very well, are we, in terms of keeping things alive?
No.
No, we're really not. It's not great. Oh, well, never mind. I'm sure we shall deal with it. So, while I'm here, I would like to answer questions I've been getting via Twitter. A bunch of people have asked me, can we donate and help you get a bigger boat and show our support? You can, but nobody's asking for it. And it's as simple as that. I'm not begging or anything like that. If you want to drop a tip into the tip jar, you can do it. It's a PayPal link. It's totalbiscuit@gmail.com. That's totalbiscuit@gmail.com. It's entirely up to you, and I'm not asking for anything. I don't expect anything. You know, the show's just fun to do, so it's all good.
Do you accept cash donations?
I do, in fact, accept cash donations. Yes, there you go. I accept donations in forms of monocles, as it would happen. That's very important. So, yeah, yes. Anyway, so let's get on with it, shall we?
Get on with it.
Yes, sounds like a good idea. So, there was a interesting piece of information that came up on MMO Champion about 5 days ago. They tend to do this. They tend to post all the interesting stuff when I'm not there. Kind of annoys me, really. I think they're doing it on purpose. It's some kind of evil conspiracy.
I hear bar.
You hear bar?
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't hear bore, or is it just bar?
Bar.
That's a terrible way of pronouncing it, man. It seriously is. I think you're doing that wrong, honestly.
I'm doing it wrong, I know.
Yeah. So, talent post by Ghostcrawler right here. I'm going to post this, and it'll be in the show notes on CynicalBrit.com. There you go. And
it's rather interesting.
It is, actually, yes. So, I'm going to read this out for you. Rather than derail threads on individual classes and specializations, I thought I'd address some common questions or misconceptions regarding talent tree design in this one thread. We don't consider bloat a bad word. Players typically say that when there are more talents than they can possibly get. That's kind of the whole idea. When you run out of interesting talents, that's when we think we have a problem.
I wouldn't entirely agree with that one, by the way.
Okay.
What someone finds interesting, someone else might not.
Yeah, well, it's all going to be subjective at the end of the day. There's nothing you can really do about that, per se.
And there's not enough bloat at the moment.
Yeah, actually, it's too streamlined right now in the beta. There's not enough choice. That's the real problem I've got with it.
I know a bit about Warriors, and Warriors only have one choice for Fury, one choice for Prot, and one choice for Arms.
Do they really only have one choice for Fury, though, with the whole Titan's Grip and single-minded Fury
That's
thing?
That's one talent, man.
What, is it one talent now, or are you just talking about it being the exception that proves the rule?
No, you can choose or two-handed Fury or one-handed Fury, that's all.
Right.
That's the difference.
Okay. Yeah, that's not so great, is it?
No, and I don't know that much about other classes, but I know there is already a spec that is best done for almost every class.
Interesting stuff. So, well, go on this and see what it's actually going to say about it, because, yeah, as I say, bloat is not what they are suffering from in the beta right now. Certainly not in the maze trees. I was looking at it, and there's really no choice at all, honestly. It's like, you could take this if you want a PvP talent, but in terms of if you are a raider, you're going to go one spec.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that's something that I hope they would deal with by completely remodeling the talent trees. Anyway, it goes on and says, related, if we do our jobs right, you're going to run out of the DPS talents or healing talents. No, that's not right at all, though. If we do our jobs right, lol. If you do our jobs right, we're going to run out of you are going to run out of DPS talents. No, you don't want that.
You do.
No, you don't.
You do. You want to get all the DPS talents there are, and then get a few utility talents. That's what it means, I guess.
Yeah.
Here.
No, I'm not keen on that. It's a real talent system, as far as I'm concerned, should have various choices for DPS in it, and. You might complain, balance. It's like, for God's sake, yeah, Blizzard doesn't know anything about balance, do they?
Yeah, but Blizzard isn't going to do that, what you're saying right now.
But why not?
Because it's Blizzard, I don't know.
Yeah, apparently so. I don't think that's a good enough reason, honestly. It really isn't. You shouldn't run out of talents. You should always have more talents that you would like than talent points that you have available to spend. As far as I'm concerned. Hell, even Vanilla managed that to some degree.
To some degree, yes.
It wasn't perfect by any stretch, but right now in Cat, it seems like you're going to pick the talent. It's geared out so that you go down one tree, obviously to 31 points, and then you unlock the other tree, then you splash in another tree. And the choice really only seems to be in the splash. And even then, there isn't really all that much choice. I mean, if you look at, say, the way the mage talents were right now, let's go to WoWTel, because a lot of this stuff has been changed right now. I'll try and give you an example. Maybe this has been changed recently, because it got changed in a beta build today, I believe, as well as a few other things. So,
oh, look, the two best classes are on top.
Yes, they are, indeed. Right, so, let's have a look. Here's an example. They've actually changed that now. That's smart of them. Yeah, before they changed this, they had 3 mana regen talents all on tier 1. So you'd end up getting all of those.
That's kind of crazy.
Well, yeah, you would. I mean, if you were going into Arcane, obviously it's a big mana heavy thing. You go at 31 points Arcane. Then you take Master Balance, and then you take Frost Channeling. That's no longer at tier 1. They've actually moved that. You've got Early Frost, Piercing Ice, and Shatter now in tier 1. Frost Channeling is... Where the hell is it, actually? Where's it gone? They have... Have they taken it out?
That's possible.
Yeah, it's gone. Whoa. That's intense. Okay, cool.
They have removed a lot of stuff, by the way.
Yeah, beta is beta at the end of the day, and that's pretty impressive. Combustion is down to tier 4 now as well. But
that doesn't really matter, though.
No, it doesn't. I mean, let's try and make a fire spec, say, and see if there's any actual choice for PvE fire spec.
Okay.
I mean, Burning Soul is a kind of maybe, really. Is a chance you'll definitely want that, but yeah, have a look at that. So Master of Elements, Incineration, that takes you down to tier 2. You take Ignite, obviously, and then none of that is any use at all.
Impact has been improved. Impact has been
Impact's
changed.
not even there right now.
It's one lower.
Yeah, yeah. They haven't done anything with it yet. A Blazing Speed is pointless. So what you do is you take 2 ranks of Burning Soul. There, you miss out 2 points in tier 2. Then you take 2 in Firepower. You don't take Blast Wave. You don't take Impact, because they're going to be putting something in Impact, which apparently makes it useful for PvE, but it's not in there yet. You take 2 ranks Improved Scorch, and then you've got an extra talent, so you drop it in Burning Soul. Takes you down to your tier 4. You take Hot Streak. You take Pyromaniac. And then you go what? You don't take Improved Frames. Try it again. You've got to take Dragon's Breath in order to get Living Bomb, which is really annoying. You take 2 points in Molten Fury, and suddenly you've then got to apply 3 points elsewhere. You maybe get Blast Wave, Combustion, and Dragon's Breath. 3 points Critical Mass, then you've still got 2 points you need to put somewhere, which I suppose you're going to throw in at Impact, and then that's it. There you go. 31 points. I've taken every PvE talent in the Fire Tree.
Yeah, although some things will change.
Yeah, right now they will, but like I say, we're talking... In future, they're going to change, but we're talking about right now.
Right now
if I pick PvE Fire, I've just got every talent that could ever possibly have PvE utility. That isn't a choice at all.
Let's just see, what's the splash choices?
Splash choices, Arcane Concentration as an obvious one. What else? Netherwind Haste, 2 ranks in that, maybe. Otherwise, you don't take Piercing... Oh, you could take Piercing Ice, because that's extra crit. You don't take Shatter, you don't take Early Frost, you then maybe take, well, you take Torment. You can't take Torment the Weak anymore for Fire, because that's been changed. You can't really take Invocation per se for PvE. You can't take Imp Arcane Missiles, and you can't take Imp Blink. So you take 1 more in Netherwind Presence, and you're boned, basically. You can't take those last talents in anything that's useful at that point in time. So
this is stupid. You've just made the best spec for mages done.
Well, for Fire,
mages,
yeah. And most likely Fire is going to be the best PvE spec from what we've seen thus far.
Well, you don't know if Arcane might be as good.
Arcane will be comparable. I don't think... Frost never gets there, but...
You actually don't know how much
I'd have to throw an Invocation. 1 point in Invocation, and that's done. And even that's a filler talent.
You don't actually know how much mana conservation will help.
Yeah, I mean, I have to wonder... Is it worth going out at tier 2 in, say, Frost, for instance? No, not at all.
Way.
Ice Flows, barely useful. Improved Cone of Cold, barely useful. Piercing Chill, barely useful. Permafrost, barely useful. So and then you'd have to take 2 points in a Frost ability anyway. So Frost is useless for splashing talents. So you end up with those. There is no choice at all. If you're going PvE Fire, that is what you spec. 7-31-3. There is no other choice.
You have like 3 talent choices, 3-point talent choices in Fury Warriors.
And I mean, you might worry about, I thought about mages too much. It's an example of a class that I know in terms of this is not good talent design. This is not bloat. This is too little. No, you don't want to run out of DPS talents. You want too many so that you have a choice. That's the point of customization. Otherwise, you might as well, at level 85, just give them these abilities from the get-go. If that's what you're just going to take anyway, why don't you just give it to them and scrap the talent system completely?
Yeah, but that's what they're already doing in part.
Yeah, but I hate it. I hate it. It's disgraceful. So let's go on and read some more of this stuff. So, we don't consider every talent that doesn't directly lead to higher DPS to be a PvP talent. Survivability is a big deal in Cataclysm. Yeah, maybe, but you're still talking about a lot of stuff that really doesn't matter. Impact stuns, really? Do you care? Are you going to use that in PvE? No, of course you're not going to use impact stuns in PvE. Come off it. Are you going to use blazing speed? You shouldn't even be getting melee to begin with. That's not even an option, honestly. So, yeah, I get the idea of talents that keep you alive are indirectly DPS talents, blah-de-blah-de-blah, except for the fact that it's been shown that all you need to do is be better in order to avoid having them.
This is actually really strange. They're countering their own point.
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying we don't want every talent to feel mandatory.
Except that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, so...
Looking at the state of Mage Fire right now, bearing in mind there are changes to come, no doubt about that, and this, I imagine, applies to other classes as well. I don't know other classes as well as I do Mage, but right now, Mage Fire has one choice. I mean... It's even worse than it is right now. There is no margin for any variety there, too.
I mean, if they could make cool utility talents that would work for PvE, fine. That would work. But they don't.
Onin makes an incredibly dumb point, I might add, in the chat room. It's like, well, TB, if you have too many DPS talents, there is one optimal spec, period. Yeah, and right now there's one optimal spec, period, because you don't have enough. There is only one choice. There isn't even the possibility of taking anything else. If you have one optimal spec, then all that says to me is you designed your talents wrong. It's as simple as that. Oh, there's only one way to do things. Well, your game is broken. Fix it.
Your one choice is bad design.
Yeah, one choice is bad design. Yeah. If you are designing your talents properly and your skills properly, and more importantly, your encounters properly, so that there is enough variety and utility in going a certain way with the spec, as opposed to maybe a different way, then that is the way that it should be. If you're not doing that, then you're not doing it right.
I mean, I had an optimal spec I used for raiding in vanilla. I had to respec all the time for Piercing Howl to do Razor Gore.
Yeah, exactly. And that's fine. Piercing Howl is not that useful outside of that encounter, but at least you got a little bit of variety there. But there were options. There still are options, honestly. You can muck about with a few talents and you can think, okay, that's cool. Here you can't muck about with anything. There's no point. Like, why are you going to take Shatter, for God's sake?
You don't.
You just don't. It's certainly not a 10-man, because maybe if you have multiple mages, one is Frost, then you might take Shatter. But in a 10-man, you're certainly not going to take Shatter at all, unless you're speccing it to Frost, in which case, again, you've got another example of a tree that you just take the preset talents that are PvE damage. And that's it. That's all you take, because that's what it's designed for.
Like every other class right now.
Yeah, that needs to change. And people say, oh, well, it's always been that way. It has not always been that way. And this is actually the thing I hoped would not happen with these changes. This is what I didn't want to happen.
You could expect it, though.
I can expect it, I just don't want it to happen. Blizzard is a better company than that.
I mean, I wouldn't mind this so much if they hadn't cancelled
Path of the Titans. Yeah, because now you need other things to provide customizability to your character and variety. And that's going to have to come from talents, because it's certainly not coming from glyphs.
Oh yeah, man, medium glyphs.
Medium glyphs, woo! Yes, yeah, I'm really excited about that. They're going to move improved mana gem down from major to medium. That's a big game changer right there for all the mages. Oh, god to hell, seriously. We are expecting better because Blizzard has provided better in the past. You do not let Blizzard get off with mediocrity. It's not acceptable. That's not... As a actual Blizzard fan, you would never let them get away with that nonsense. They have a reputation to uphold, and you've got to help them uphold it by making sure that your feedback says, this ain't good enough.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. And hell, we got maybe 4 lines down that. That's how much I disagreed with what Ghostcrawler said there. You can read the rest of the posts there, but honestly, they have to provide more variety in talents, otherwise, they might as well not have them.
This is crap, though. We aren't designing PvP versus PvE trees.
Oh, please. Yeah, talent specialization is a stylistic choice. Yeah, except for the fact that it really isn't a choice now, is it?
No, it isn't.
No, it's not, and that's something that needs to be handled. My name's Tall Biscuit here with CynicalBrit.com's marketing manager Bunkerface right here on the broken website. Oh dear.
If it wasn't broken, though, it'd be awesome.
Yes, indeed. Well, it is awesome. It is absolutely fantastic. So, let's play something fiery theme. We'll come back with some Cataclysm Q&A right after this. This goes by the name of Wildfire. It's by Sonata Arctica. We should just call them Frostfire, really, shouldn't we, when you think about it?
Frostfire.
Yeah, it's Frostfire with Wildfire, the Mage Band. Enjoy.